Now let's talk about your hometown. Where is your hometown?
Actually, I'm from a small city in the north of England. It's called Sheffield, and it's not far from a city called Manchester. You might have heard of Manchester. Sheffield is a fairly small city with a really nice and friendly population.
What was it like growing up there?
To be honest, growing up there was pretty good. There were good schools and there was plenty to do for young people. There were sports centres and it's really accessible to the countryside. And we would often spend our weekends going to the hills and the mountains and go for some walks.
Has it changed much since you were a child?
I haven't been back for a couple of years actually. I don't live there anymore, and the last time I went back, it had changed quite a lot. There'd been a lot of development with new shops and kind of amenities such as cinemas. The museums had a renovation as well. It was really nice and to go back and walk through the streets and see some of the old faces that I remember and people who still live there.
What do you like most about living there?
As I mentioned, I don't live there anymore. However, some of the best things that I remember about living there when I did live there were the fact that it's really close to the countryside, and my family and I would often spend our weekends going to the moors and to the hills. It was just a really nice place to get fresh air, relax and spend time together.
What kinds of things can visitors to your hometown do and see?
As I mentioned, Sheffield has changed a lot since I lived there, and nowadays it's a really more vibrant place than it used to be. So there are more shops, more kind of bars and restaurants, but there's also kind of the educational and the cultural things as well. There's museums and galleries, and those things didn't really exist when I lived there. It has changed a lot, and probably for the better. So did you notice that during my speech, I elaborated on my answers? And this is one of the common questions in the test. Some of these really simple questions like, where do you live? They do require a little bit of kind of expansion. Talk a little bit more about your feelings about living there, any experiences that you've had. I wouldn't recommend just giving short answers. For example, I could have just said, I'm from Sheffield. But actually I said, I'm from Sheffield, which is, a city in the north of England, and it's not far from Manchester. You may have heard of Manchester. So I just wanted to show the examiner and maybe explain a little bit more about places that they may have already heard about.